Hey guys, it's Trevor Laird here, and welcome back to this week's edition of Nimera Talk. Now, as you can see, we are on the road in beautiful South Padre Island at the bottom of Texas. A bit rainy, but a nice spot to be. So this week we have a lot going on, guys. It's the end of quarter 1, and that means a lot of updates have to come down next week. We are going to review what those are and what has been delivered so far. So let's not delay anymore, and let's get started. Now, before we recap the roadmap, we have to look at a big update that just came down to channels, which was planned as part of these Q1 improvements. Now, this update, guys, is a monster, okay? It basically brings the iOS version of channels up to the same state of the other Android version. It takes a lot more time to get updates on the iOS through the Apple system. So let's see what is the most important thing here. Now, of course, as you guys saw in my review video, if you haven't checked it out, again, I will link it in the description below. You can see a whole new dashboard, so a whole new visual screen, different workflow for the registration to make it a lot smoother and easier. These stories basically show new features and different things going on and different flows of how to do things within the app. Okay, there's some little things here like exchange history, improved UI. Now this one's interesting too because if somebody hasn't done the verification and they try to do their first exchange operation, it will ask for a passport verification. That's easy enough. And then of course here, there's a chatbot that you guys have probably used multiple times, but before it was hard to tell because it just had an EON ID. So now it will actually say financial chatbot. And the rest of this is pretty minor. And it's a lot of visual changes. But what I find, and a lot of bug fixes too. But what I find the major thing is just the look and feel of how this app works. It's very smooth, very functional, and it feels very high quality. So what's so great about this is it does show that they are really hitting the mark with their goals. We were able to look at Android before and see those improvements come. Now we have matching systems on both iOS and on Android ahead of schedule. Okay, like the title of this video says, it is the end of quarter 1. So what that means is that we do have a couple of things coming up that should be due within this next week, and it's very exciting. So let's take a moment now to review what those are. Okay, so here we are, guys. Nimera's 6-month product roadmap. We are coming to the end of Q1. So let's look here at what we've got and what we can expect. Okay, so this is coming up within the next week. So if there's anything missing from here, they're going to have to release it within the next few days, which is very exciting. So channels, okay. First quarter 2021, improved user experience, all of the stuff that we covered basically in the last update. They've pretty much done a lot of this. I know that they are adding in these fiat ramps. The KYC story, I'm going to have to kind of look into that and test it out a little bit to see if there's any major changes. In order to do that, I'll have to basically download a new I'll have to open a new account on channels and kind of go through the onboarding process. But what I might do is actually just make a video of that to help new users who are maybe having a little bit of trouble with it. Second quarter doesn't really matter. Okay, first quarter here, multi-broker. Okay. This is the big one, guys. I mean, come on, this is the big one. Multiple exchanges connected, okay? Adding Binance to multi-broker will give users more trading options and bring unlimited liquidity to the platform, okay? So basically we have that one Binance pair right now, which is basically the testing pair. So what we can expect for them to come through with this is for us to see a whole big pile of Binance pairs connected to our brokerage system and allow us to connect directly to that. So I'm very excited for that. Margin trading, we have not seen leverage trading yet. A new sign-up process, they still have that to go. And a simplified verification, I'll have to test that out in a similar way to channels. So huge things here, guys, coming to the exchange in the next couple days. Now moving on to the blockchain, okay, there's deployment of the core and payment networks on the testnet, okay, so basically the new blockchain, the Nion blockchain, will be functional on a testing network, okay, and that will give them the time to kind of vet it and make sure everything is working as it should before a public launch, and also the deployment of independent validators to function on the testnet, and I will try to get signed up for that so that we can make sure to see how it all works. Now, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I am extremely excited to watch that announcements tab next week on the Discord chat. Now on to our Nimera ecosystem market news as well as global news. Now, as far as system health goes here, guys, everything is solid. No real things to report here. No real downtime to report. Excellent. Okay, starting with the swap, everything was looking good this week. 15,000 euro in trading volume with the liquidity available on those pairs of 186,000 euros. So the fees here paid out to the people who stake their currency, which you can do, were 79 euros. And the top tokens, we had EON, DAI, and Uni again. Now the EON price on the swap here ended the week at about 4 euro cents. So not bad at all compared to the average we've had over the last month. Now moving over to the exchange, guys, we had similar action here. We ended the week at, so 70 Satoshis per EON. But again, the next trade level here is 147. So it can literally double with one single click of a mouse. So I would basically look more towards the 150 sat level for EON. On the fiat side trading here, we're pretty close to matching the swap here. It's slightly more expensive. So we're looking at 4.7 euro cents being the last trade, but if we look at it objectively here, the next trade is at the 7 cent level, and of course it just keeps climbing from there. So currently, again, the cheapest spot to get EON is on the swap at about 4 euro cents. But again, if you trade any sort of volume, it's really going to adjust very quickly on the swap there. Now, on the USD side here, we're at 4.5 cents USD, and that, again, it seems like that's the cheapest spot, but it's actually not, because as you guys can see, it jumped all over the place, jumping back and forth between 10 cents and 5 cents throughout the week. But the next trade available, guys, is at just 9 cents. So we're just actually a little bit more expensive there than the euro side. And that order book actually thins out really quick. I mean, you got $1,500 here, but the next big amount of volume really available is around the 15-cent level, and then it just keeps climbing from there. Looking at global crypto markets here, what a week we had, guys. Now, of course, BTC took a nice little correction there after it had achieved its all-time high. This is a very familiar thing. If you see BTC hit ATH, then it might be time to either do a swing trade or to expect it's going to have a little bit of a dip. It happens every single time. Like, just look back through those weeks and months, and you can see those all-time high, the major all-time highs, and the immediate correction afterwards. But if you do trust the trend, BTC is most likely going to recover most of its loss from that. And if you hold over time, you're most likely going to have a gain. But of course, there is the other side of it too, where BTC is kind of meeting a point here where we've had multiple resistances around the 60 grand mark. So where is that support? It's really finding it right now, and I'm sure the next 2 weeks are going to be a good tell. Now, another interesting week for Ethereum as well, because before, especially about 2 months ago, we had Ethereum almost falling percent for percent to BTC, but now it's correct. When BTC corrects, it corrects harder. But on the inverse side, when BTC rises, ETH does not rise as much. So I'm just wondering if more focus is being put on BTC. Again, there are lots of different winners and losers in this week, but overall the crypto market is still strong and this bull is still raging. Okay, guys and girls, that's all I have for you for this week. Now keep your eye out on the announcements tab in the Discord, because I think there's gonna be some really, really cool stuff coming down this next week, and this baby is ready to rock it. Maybe I'll even film down at the Starship on the next video to commemorate that big moment of all this stuff coming down at once. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. Oh, shoot, guys, if this is your address above me, you have won $25 worth of EON. I'll be sending that to you in exactly 7 days, and last week's winner, you will be getting yours today. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. For Nimera Talk, I'm Triple Air.